Hello, Rowan Mithril here once again, and it's time to start up our next project. Welcome to the Legend of Zelda. We're going to be playing the second quest, so let's get right to it. The second quest was kind of an extra bonus goodie for players. Normally you access it by completing the first quest, coming back to the title screen, and you'll find that your save file is now holding a sword. Just as proof of concept, we're going to make a second file with the same name, just to show that there are no tricks, no smoke, no mirrors, and no swords. There is, however, a way to get into the second quest early if you want, and that is to make a save file named Zelda. Do that, and it'll already be holding the sword. But we're just going to use my original save file, so let's get right to it. So, second quest time. It's still dangerous to go alone, so we will very definitely take the wooden sword. And according to Hyrule Warriors, that is indeed what it's called, is the wooden sword. It appears there as a joke weapon in all its lovely 8-bit glory. I love Hyrule Warriors, that is such a fun game. So the second quest is a bit more dangerous than the first one. A good deal more challenging. And things aren't exactly where you remember them being. We're going to be doing the second quest as a 100% run. I'm just kind of in a mood to collect all the shinies. And speaking of shinies, rupees are going to be very important for this run. I'm going to try not to spend too much time on camera grinding for them, but if enemies do show up, I will probably go out of my way to fight them just in case. Especially blue tektites like this, they have a higher chance than most enemies of dropping rupees. Not the best payout I've ever gotten from them, but certainly not the worst. Every little bit helps. As far as rupees go, our first goal is to hit 60. With 60 rupees, I can afford the blue candle, and that'll open up a lot for me. Because once I do that, I can start getting secrets to everybody, things like that. I highly doubt we're going to do that in the first video here, but we're going to get as much of a head start on it as we can. So we're going to go Octorok hunting. Speaking of Octoroks, I'm actually kind of surprised they don't have more of a presence in Hyrule Warriors. There's the one on the stage loading screen, but that's about it. None that you actually fight, and that kind of surprises me, honestly. Oh well, can't have everything. It is still a super fun game. I highly recommend it. Probably going to be going back to it after my recording session here. I thought I could squeak by, but apparently not. Oh well. Sooner or later something will drop a heart. It would also help if I didn't just faceplant into them. But we're at 20 rupees, so we're 1/3 of the way to what I need. And there's the heart I needed. So that worked out. How is it always the last one in the room that drops the clock? Well, we're over 30 rupees now, so we're more than halfway there. Making more progress on that than I thought I would. I'm happy about that. But for now, more important things are going on. It's time for the first dungeon. The dungeon itself is right where we left it, but sharp-eyed viewers might notice something already is a bit off. We'll talk about what exactly in a moment. For now, it's time for a quick refreshing pause, so back in a moment. And so here we are in the first dungeon of the game. Sharp-eyed viewers that saw the first quest, though, might notice that the layout of doors is a bit different. Yeah, this is no longer the Eagle dungeon we're familiar with, so time to start exploring. Coming over here, we have a room full of Garayas. It's another enemy type that honestly I'm kind of surprised it hasn't had more representation in the series. I know they were in the second game, Adventure of Link, but I really forget if they've been in any other games beyond that. We get the boomerang and also some bombs. The boomerang is pretty much the main treasure we're getting in this stage. Yeah, that's about it. But at least it's something. We also already have statues spitting at us, and that is a terrible habit. You stop that right now. Yeah, I think in the first quest it took at least a few dungeons before they started doing that. But yeah, I always thought Gorias were just kind of cool, the way they used one of Link's key bits of equipment against him. So I always kind of wanted to see them around a bit more. More bombs, we also get a key. Now another nasty little surprise from the second quest. Stalfos have gotten more difficult. They can throw their swords now. And their swords cannot be blocked by the normal shield. Really? Again? Alright, fine. We also get the compass. But yeah, the normal shield cannot block the swords thrown by Stalfos, and they hurt a lot. 2 hearts worth of damage each hit. So, don't underestimate them. Kinda want to keep my distance here. Blue Gorias, of course, being a palette swap, are more difficult than the red variant. Take more shots to take down. And we get some more bombs, lovely. And here we have a room full of gels. The boomerang is sufficient to take them down. The fact that you can throw it diagonally helps a good bit. And we get more money. Coming up here, we're trapped by a pair of Moldrums. Thankfully not too difficult to take down. But yeah, they're just kinda chilling here for reasons. Technically, there's no real reason to come in here, other than I just want to show everything. But hey, if you want to give me rupees, I'll take them. Don't suppose you'd like to drop one of those? Why can't you be more like your brother? And we have a single Dodongo. Yeah, in Hyrule Warriors, you guys can be kind of a time waster. You tend to not be very reliable about exposing your weak point. Today's dungeon is brought to you by the letter E. Yeah, that's pretty much all it is. One great big letter E. Checking the map, though, we've missed a room in the lower prong of the E, so we're headed that way. It's the only real lead we have right now. But, yeah, Dodongo, it is one of the easier bosses to fight in Hyrule Warriors. It just tends to be a bit of a time waster by doing things that don't expose its weak point. Can be a problem on stages where time is tight. Just on the off chance that you guys would like to drop some rupees. You know, since you went to the trouble of respawning and all. Well, I actually do need some more bombs, so fine. Yes, please. 1 rupee away from being able to afford the candle, so I'm doing better on that front than I expected. We can use the bombs to get in here. You could also get in here from the room below, but I'm not going to use up the extra bomb just to show that. So we have a room full of keys to deal with here. To be honest, another enemy I'm kinda surprised wasn't in Hyrule Warriors, just as ubiquitously annoying as they are. take them all down, you can push that block out of the way, and go downstairs, where more bats await. To be fair, given the way Hyrule Warriors works, I don't really know what they would have done with keys. But they are just kind of noticeably absent. As much as they're in the way the rest of the time. So the combination of bubbles and wall masters, kinda terrifying. If bubbles hit you, they keep you from using your sword for a little bit. Thankfully, they don't actually hurt you if they hit you. Wall masters, on the other hand, if they manage to grab hold of you, they're a nasty little surprise as they reset the entire dungeon and take you back to the beginning. The key just spawned directly on top of me, but that's the reason you had to defeat them all. Kinda sad that rupee appeared in the wall, though. Gonna try and keep my distance here as much as I can. You don't see me, go away. Oh, you're just gonna stay there and patrol, so we might have to employ some strategy. Oh no, now you're leaving. That's fine with me. If I can just thin the numbers a bit, that would be nice. But it does require them to be fairly cooperative here, and, well, they don't seem too interested. It's mainly the spitting statues that worry me. Fine, you know what? Have a bomb. Oh, I paid for that. I don't guess anybody would like to drop a heart. Oh, you just had to move out of the way of that, didn't you? Fairy, that will do. And then we can use the bomb to get in here. And time for the first real boss of the game, Aquamentus, the boss no one remembers. When I was seeing the likes of Dodongo, Manhandla, Goma in Hyrule Warriors, I kinda hoped Aquamentus would appear as well. It's a simple design, but I just always kinda liked him. But we get a heart container. So nice to be able to pick those up this time. And we get the first part of the Triforce. Lovely. Dungeon 1 complete. So as you can see, the dungeons in the second quest mean business right from the start. But with that, that's where we're going to call it for now. So thank you very much for watching, I hope you're enjoying the series so far, and I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well.